Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm going to be deck profiling ADP Zacian. It's not a deck that I haven't really covered it on my channel. I've had in like one video, and it wasn't even a deck profile video, it was a battle video. Figured I go over the latest ADP list and just why this deck is so dominant right now and doing so well. So of course, you're utilizing the Arceus, Indigo, and Palkia GX, which of course has the extremely powerful Ultra Creation GX attack. For a Metal Energy, for the rest of this game, your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And if it has an extra Water Energy attached to it, in addition to the Metal Energy, then whenever you take a knockout, you also get to take an extra prize card. So for the rest of the entire game, you get +1 prize card, plus 30 damage on all of your attacks, which is nuts. And of course, they're going to be comboing this with the Zacian V that has the very, very powerful Brave Blade attack for 3 Metal Energies. You deal 230 damage, and during your next turn, it can't attack. So, obviously, Brave Blade, once it's buffed with Ultra Creation GX, you're doing a whole 260 damage, which is almost one-shotting a tag team Pokemon. Combined with that Rusted Sword that makes the Zacian V attached, you do an additional 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. You can dish out 290 damage, almost 300 damage with this Zacian V. Mainly, you're actually not going to be hitting with the Zacian V on VMAXs with the Rusted Sword because usually you'd rather be taking a KO every single one of your attacks. Rusted Swords were in here for attack against tag team Pokemon. They usually have around the 270 to 300 HP mark. But yeah, so let's just go right back to our ADP. Ultra Creation, extremely powerful. We also have 280 HP, which is very, very relevant. Turn is VMAX, only hits for 270, which means you're going to need something like a Galarian Zigzagoon Ping if you want to take a KO on you. And of course, we also have the very, very powerful Ultimate Ray attack. For a Water, a Metal, and a Colorless Energy, you do 150 damage, but remember, it's buffed with Ultra Creation, so most of the time, Ultimate Ray is actually going to be doing 180 damage. You get to search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. Which means, if you use a boss's orders and bring up something like a Dedenne or Crobat, and then set up a Zacian with that Ultimate Ray, you can put your opponent in a checkmate scenario. Usually the way we win games with this ADP is going boss on one of our opponent's Dedenne or Crobat, and then take 3 prize cards on that, knocking it out with either Ultimate Ray or Brave Blade, and then going bossing another one and knocking out with either Brave Blade or Ultimate Ray for another 3 prize cards. So boss game is usually how we're going to be winning games with this deck. So by using Ultimate Ray, setting up a second Pokemon, you kind of put your opponent in a checkmate scenario. It's like, okay, if you knock out my ADP, I go up with my Zacian and boss win the game. If you knock out my Zacian, then I just go up on my ADP, boss win the game. So kind of in, not compromising, or just a checkmate. No matter what you do, I always win. So something like that. Of course, we also have 2 copies of the Dedenne GX, the Dead Age Change, and 2 copies of the Crobat with the Dark Set. So you can have a really aggressive draw engine. You want to be drawing almost maximum cards each turn because you want to be getting through your deck as fast as you can so you can hit those boss's orders and those crucial Metal Saucers energy switches when you need them. We also have a couple other support Pokemon. We have 1 copy of Eldegoss Z, so it can be a really nice searchable way to just get back your boss for game. You have 1 copy of Mawile GX with that Captivating Wink ability that when you play it from your hand after your match during your turn, you may have your opponent reveal their hand, and you get to put any number of basic Pokemon you find there onto your opponent's bench. Which means if you put down a Mawile, oh look, there's a Crobat, put it right down. Your opponent, this will do a couple things for you. You can make it so your opponent, A, doesn't get to use their support Pokemon, and B, what your opponent can generally do against ADP is just not bench their support Pokemon. They don't bench their support Pokemon. You can kind of get around your boss game win condition. So by playing the Mawile GX, you can kind of like play around that. It's like, oh, you're trying to do that? Well, I'm just going to play my Mawile GX at the right time, and there's 2 Gen H new Crobats, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that is a really cool thing. And then our last Pokemon is 1 copy of Mew with Bench Barrier, prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon by your opponent's attacks. And then Side Power, put 3 damage turns your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Now, this guy can actually be relevant sometimes. Mainly, we're playing this guy for Rapidash Urshifu. Of course, usually our opponent's Rapidash Urshifu prize mapping usually goes ADP Zacian support Pokemon. Or in the case that some ADP decks they're still playing a Rangaroo. Don't bench if you're up against Rapture Gershie, you don't play Mew and you play in a Rangaroo, never bench your Mew because that makes Rapture Gershie's prizing so much easier. Instead of having to go knock out ADP, knock out Zacian, and support Pokemon at the same time with a boss, what they can do is they can just hit your ADP, Goonping your ADP, Rapid Flow, and then hit your Zacian, and then hit your ADP, and then Rapid Flow again, hit your Rangaroo, hit your Zacian, and that's game. Benching a one-price Pokemon against Rapid Strike makes their price tracking so much easier. But Mew, negating them that Rapid Flow, it's okay if you bench this even though it's a one-pricer, because you're negating them that Rapid Flow, which is the whole reason you benching a one-pricer is so good. But Psypower is actually a pretty useful attack I found against maybe something like a Senti-Scorch VMAX. You can actually use that Rusted Sword and hit it for 290, and then they knock out your Zacian. You just put up this one prize Mew and just use Psypower and take a cheeky KO on it. No matter where it is, you don't even need a boss. Only thing is you don't take the extra prize cards with Mew because it's not damage from an attack, it's damage counters. So keep that in mind. Can also be used for knocking out Mew can be used for knocking out tag teams with big charms on them because 290 doesn't KO them. If they have a big charm, you could just Psypower ping them, knock them out. Now getting into our trainer cards, we have a full 4 copies of Cherish Ball because the Dene is a very, very powerful draw tool. A lot of time we open dead hands, but that one Cherish Ball in our hand that the rest of it is dead, it can kind of unlock it for us sometimes. But not only does it search out the Dene, also search out ADP, which are the main Pokemon we want to be getting on our first turn, going first. And it can also get out Mawile. We have 2 copies of Energy Spinner as well. It's just another out to your water energies. Instead of playing just 3 outs with 3 water energies, you actually play 5. The other thing is that if you go second, this can help you pull off that turn 1 Alter Creation by using the Energy Switch Metal Saucer combo. And also just thin your deck in general more too. So 2 copies of Energy Spinner is just going to be really, really nice. We have 4 copies of Energy Switch. So you move the basic energy from your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. Of course, as I just mentioned, it can be comboed with that Metal Saucer. And it allows you to actually pull off a Alter Creation GX on that first turn going second. And this will be really, really good because it can force your opponent to respond. And it can, on some matchups, it can just win you the game. Because what you can do is you can just start ADP, attach water energy to it, and then maybe research your Dene, and then Metal Saucer to a bunch of Zacian, energy switch that metal to your ADP, and you suddenly have 2 energies on your ADP, free to use Alter Creation GX with. We have 1 copy of Escape Rope, which is going to be really nice. Maybe your opponent, you already have taken a 3 prize Pokemon knockout, and your opponent just has a VMAX in the active, whipping boss, all that. You can just play Escape Rope, and your opponent is forced to send up something that you can almost always knock out. That can be a really nice win condition. Same thing with Great Catcher is just a non-supporter gust option that you can research into. Is really nice. For Quick Roll, that's a no-brainer. 3 switch, so we have our main switching outs is going to be 3 switch, 1 Escape Rope, 1 Air Balloon. Sometimes it can be a little scary, especially if you have to discard a lot of switches or Escape Rope early on. But, I mean, 5 switch outs usually going to be enough. Usually you're not going to want to double switch to Brain Blade. Again, because usually your Zacian with only 220 HP is not going to survive too often. We have 1 copy of Tool Scrapper, which is really nice against those tag teams that can just slap a big charm on there, and then no matter what, even if you have a Rusted Sword, you can't knock them out. So you can just Tool Scrapper that big charm, get rid of it, instead of having to go like the Rusted Sword and then its Psypower route. We also have 1 copy of Chaotic Swell. This is just there's no stating we really need to play. So you can just play this for the fire matchups. We have 4 copies of Boss's Orders because we want to be hitting them when we need them. 4 copies of Professor's Research because we want to be hitting those when we need to hit them as well. 1 copy of Air Balloon and then 1 copy of Big Charm. I actually really like 1 Big Charm in ADP Zacian right now. I wouldn't hate it 2 actually, because since Eternatus is really, really popular, it means that they're going to need 4 Goonpings to knock you out. I've actually considered Stealthy Hood, which prevents all effects of the abilities that's attached to. But I found that the odds of you getting that Stealthy Hood on your ADP early is not high. So I just decided playing the Big Charm is probably better because you can also put on your Zacian and can protect you from a KO from an opposing Zacian and Luke Metal because Luke Metal doesn't have any damage buffs. a big charmed Zacian cannot knock you out. That's another reason why Prescriber is good for the a Luke Metal matchup. You have 2 outs for KOing Zacians in 1 hit. Monster Sword, I already talked about that. 8 metals, 3 waters. That's it for the deck profile. And let's get on to the ladder with this ADP deck. Hopefully we can get off a couple boss games here. It's like my PDCGO is being a little slow. Okay. ADP, and let's get started. Alright, see who we hit here. MCR Fam EX. Who a Psychic deck box, so they could be playing the Psychic Mewtwo deck. They will have access to Latios GX, but that's not a huge deal. Okay, so we lost. Hopefully they'll choose for us to go first. They're playing the Psychic Mewtwo. Maybe they'll let us go first because they want to get out the turn 1 Star Search, maybe. Okay, so it looks like they want to go first, so maybe we can actually pull off turn 1 Alter Creation. We're going to get a mulligan. Probably going to be fine. And let's see what our opponent is playing here. They could also be playing a Dragapult VMAX deck. Okay. Let's see what our opening hand is. Okay, this is a pretty decent opening hand, especially if we want to go for the turn 1 Altercation. This will be really, really decent. And let's see what we're up against here. It actually might be a fire deck. It's probably Welder Mewtwo, maybe? Ooh, it's a Galarian Rapidash deck. Okay, so this is really, we can always want to KO this with our Zacian, so that's really, really nice. Let's see what specific kind it is. It could be the Victini version, maybe just a straight welded version. How much does damage does Psychic do? 60 plus 31. So if we have 3 energy, we do 90, then we yeah. This Galarian Rapidash is probably not going to be much of a threat. That Libra Horn is probably going to be too slow in this matchup for them. Okay, so just a pass, energy pass. So not another energy, which is unfortunate. This will probably never really matter. We can just slap it on here, I suppose. I might want to Crobat. I'm really debating. I think I might just want to research here. I think we'll just maybe thin the other ADP. Quick Bow, just get rid of it. We can grab our Zacian out. Save the Dedenne because we want to have access to that. To discard our metal energies and just research here. And we can just put this on here. There's nothing else to thin with this. We want to keep our Walla on our other Dedenne index, so we can just research. Hopefully we can find some good stuff. Okay, that's not great. I don't want a Crobat here. I think I'm just going to attach. I wonder if the Ozzy play Psychic Energies. Really depends. I mean, I think I'm just gonna bench this, attach here, and I might just have to. I think I'm just gonna have to Intrepid Sword. And that's 2 Metal Saucers. Oh boy, we really want some playable cards if we get our hand down to use its Crobat, but who knows about this game might be a little bit not a winning one. There's a Fighting Energy. That's interesting. So they're probably gonna use Libra Horn here. There's a Viridian. That's really nice for us, actually. It's really nice for us. That gives us the water energy. And I wouldn't be surprised if I shot out a Retreat and Libra Horn. They won't be able to Psychic. Because they don't have any Psychic energies. Okay, there's a Crobat. There's our Wincondition right there. That is 2 Hard knockouts, 3 buff with Alter Creation. So this actually looks like a Rapid Strike Urshifu Rapidash. This is really interesting, actually. But we have our Wind Condition. We have Viridian for our water. We're probably going to be fine here. And that could change what we're doing, because now we know that they have access to 1 energy attack, which could be a little scary. There's a Bird Keeper. Going to go right to the Rapid Strike Urshifu, not Rapid Strike, Rapidash V. And let's see what they're going to do here. Okay, discarding one of them for their Viridian. And there is a Fire Energy. see what they're gonna do. Yeah, I don't think we have no reason here. Okay, so they're just gonna Libra Horn. Go to 210 damage onto this ADP. Okay, there's an escape rope. I think we're just gonna Viridian Forest here. Start that. Grab out our water energy. Attach it. We can Metal Saucer here. We're gonna Metal Saucer there because we want to be able to have a pivot so we can potentially keep Metal Saucer into this one. And we have the boss. We have the Metal Saucer for next turn, so we can get a KO next turn, and they probably don't KO us back, which is really nice. So I think we're just gonna. I think I'm just fine Alter Creation here. Zircon can pull off. Maybe they can get the KO with the VMAX Rapid Striker too. They probably don't have it in hand because they Bird Keepered. Oh, no, they played that down that turn. Never mind. So they could have the VMAX in hand. I'll be surprised if they did, but it's still 36 cards in deck, so. One's being kind of slow here. Okay, there's a welder. So, yep, powering up that for a rapid flow. Rapid flow could change things, definitely change things here. They could hit us, knock us out, and then hit us here, which would be not great because then they're in range of KOing our Zacian next turn, which would be pretty bad, I think. So we could lose this one depending on what they manage to pull off this turn. Okay, there's a rapid strike, so they currently do have the KO. You can treat this, and then 100 Furious blows. Do they have the VMAX? We're really hoping they don't have the VMAX. How slow they're playing, they make me think that they do not have the VMAX. Okay, it's just gonna leave a horn for nothing. Oh, wait, they go to anything? Oh, I didn't know it went to anything. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I actually didn't know that. So that is fine, because we're in a really good spot now, actually. Because we can just Viridian. I mean, do we really want to bench this? We don't want to take a peek at their hand because you maul a while. But I think I'm just... I could actually knock that out. I think I actually want to do that. I think I want to knock that out. So I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for the knockout on that Urshifu V. Because we can make an escape rope. Do some boss shenanigans. They probably don't get the KO. We could use this one. But use energy switches and all that. So I want to protect this. Can I just Libra Horn this? I think I'm just gonna go in with this one. That seems fine. We can just escape rope. Hindsight should have attached that energy first because maybe they would have sent up that, but that's fine. We go here. And just gonna Brave Blade and take 3 prize cards on this and remove their rapid flow threat. Now we could have gotten Mew, I just realized that. We could have gotten Mew, but that's fine. We want to get rid of their attack anyway. And now we're just 1 boss's orders away from winning the game. We can just repeat this, energy switch, boss on that, and we have the game here. You can see how streamlined things can be with this ADP deck. So let's see what our opponent's going to do. They can't attack with Psychic because they need 2 Psychic energies, and they probably don't play any like some weird turbo patches in their list. They might even play Psychic Energy in the first place. Alright, I'm in the queue. Okay, got me a Heat Train. That's definitely not something I considered, but that's still probably going to be fine because we still have access to the game with Olagos and his Quick Ball. So. Okay, there's a welder. Odds are they're attacking with the Zacian next turn, or this turn. So there goes your energy on the Heatran. And they're probably just gonna steam. They're probably just gonna retreat, move its energy from the Rapidash there, steaming stomp, KO my Zacian. But since they welded, they don't have access to boss on this guy anymore. They could have like attached and then bossed my ADP, move the energy. They would have be able to do hot burn GX, knock out my ADP. Okay, there's a deny. They're gonna day change. Okay, so they had the boss, and so they could have knocked out my ADP, but they choose not to. That's why they're great catcher too. So they decided they'd rather KO this than ADP, which makes sense because their attackers can't get KO'd by Zacian and cannot get KO'd by ADP. So there's a third energy, which means they won't need to move anything from this Rapidash. Probably just gonna retreat and then steaming stomp here. Yeah, so there is steaming stomp. Now we do have game here. Assuming Eldegoss is in deck, what I'm sure is we can just Eldegoss, Viridian, and here we go. So that's probably, I think that's going to be game here. Or we can just top deck boss. That works too. So we can Viridian. There's our energy, grabbing that out. And there is the boss, and Ultimate Ray will give us the game here. So just like that, we take a game against a really interesting deck. I don't want to BM. That's mean. Don't BM, guys. And yeah, there we go. So that's going to be game one. I think I might do game two. Or another game, I should say. And yeah, so that is ADP at its finest, going boss game. Let's get into another one. Okay, so someone named Filthy Jester. Let's see what they're playing. They do have the Mewtwo versus our Pikachu coin, so okay, so we lost. Able to choose for us to go first, but I doubt it unless they're playing something like Pikachu. Okay, so they want to go first, that's fine. Maybe we could pull off the Terminal Alter Creation. Okay, this is actually a pretty promising hand. If we can top deck a Metal Energy, there's a very high probability that we pull off the Alter Creation GX on the first turn. And if we don't, then we probably just put this in play, quick ball, fail it, and then Crobat maybe draw into something. Our best top decks are going to be like a Zacian or a Mawile and a Metal Energy. Those are our two best top decks. Yeah, okay, looks like we're a mirror match here. Which means, okay, so this one then their hand must be really, really bad. Okay, so there goes Energy Switch and a Ball Saucer. That's some decent discards, okay. That is actually huge. Attaching that to the ADP is huge. It means there's no room for a big charm onto that ADP anymore. It means Rusted Sword can actually KO that right after they GX. Can be a really big swing turn for us. If they don't get this Zacian down here, then we're in a really good spot. Okay. So you top deck middle? Okay. So it's not a Metal Energy. That's still fine. Trying to do some math. We have to discard that. We're down to 3. I think we're just gonna have to discard this, unfortunately. Carbonization and then Crobat with 3, hopefully into Metal Energy, maybe an Energy Spinner. Energy Spinner even better. Can Crobat into that. Right, energy. Okay. So okay, this is we got the Energy Switch, which is really, really good. I think we might just thin the Mew out of our deck. We already have our 2 win conditions plus that, which is going to be really nice. So we can just Metal Saucer there, Energy Switch there, ball thin even more. I want to save this research because we have better odds of hitting our Dedenne than doing that, so we'll just thin out the ADP and then research here. Oh, that would have been bad if I misclicked that. It's going to research here. Do we hit the water? We do not. That's fine because we have a Cherish Wall for a Dedenne. We'll grab that out. Fortunately, we're going to be down 3 Metal Saucers, but probably just going to be so ahead that it's not going to matter. All right, Metal Energy. Water Energy. Let's go. Can we get it? There's the energy spinner, so we pull off the turn 1 altar creation. I don't want to get anything else out. We have the great catcher for that next turn, so we don't even need to draw any cards next turn. We already have the 3 prize cards guaranteed unless they Marnie us. That is a turn 1 altar creation right there. Yeah, so they're Eldegossing for a research, so they've been having some really bad draws here. And they get their water energy. Okay, there's a Zacian, there's a saucer. There's a scrapper. Get rid of their what did they just oh, okay, they got rid of their own oh boy. Got rid of their own rusted sword so they can have room for a air balloon, I guess. Okay, so they're really digging. There's another metal saucer, but the question is, do they have metal energy? I mean, a water energy. Okay, so they're actually going to take the KO here. So then, it's like they're desperate. So, okay. So they actually don't get that, which could be kind of annoying. But fortunately, we do have the cherish ball. Try and find ourselves a switch out. You already used 3 saucers. Now, that could be potentially really the good for them. Maybe actually might just Goss. Are we gonna build a Goss for research here? Keep that to Dene in deck. Attach here. Great catcher. Discard those. Bring up that. We can cherish ball. I think we're not gonna do the mall one anymore. We're not gonna have the bench room for mall one in the first place, so we can just research that away. And do we get the switch out? There's a switch out. And a boss. But unfortunately, it's an escape rope, but we'll take the damage. So, yeah, that's unfortunate, but we'll take it, I guess. They're gonna have to choose. What do we want? What do we want? What do they want to get hit? I'm thinking they probably want the Zacian to get hit here. Okay, so it actually chooses an ADP. That's fine. We're going to Ultimate Ray and set up a Zacian here. Only 2 energies in deck. We can get a third one just a thin and attach it to like our Eldegoss. We really have to attack with that. And yeah, let's see. And there's a water energy, so they could pull up the altar creation, but they'll be sacrificing their ADP in the process. Okay, there's a boss. We're going to try and boss stall again, but fortunately for us, we have energies. Intentional altar creation. So we are just going to. If we have any metals in this card, say we have 2, so we can just attach this, save this energy for a Zacian. Go here. And then we will Ultimate Ray, and this is the checkmate scenario. If they knock us out here, we just go boss on something. If they knock us out here, then we can just go boss on something and knock out this guy. So we get a whole 4 prize cards on this ADP here, and those are last metal saucer. And yeah. There's a cherish ball, maybe for a third Dene. Oh no, and Mewtwo and Mew. It's going to attach to that. Do something. Okay, so we have the game here. We can just boss the Crobat, or anything on their bench that isn't the Mewtwo, for that matter of fact. And there you go, top deck the boss again. And we can just Ultimate Ray and take the game here. Really clean game. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys liked it, don't forget to leave a like. And if you guys want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. We do a whole bunch of Pokemon trading card game deck profiles. And I also have a Twitter at Professor Pokey. Make sure to type in those 3 S's. And go check that out if you guys want some funny stuff and just tournament updates, stuff like that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you guys liked it. And I will see you guys in the next one.